If you're into rainbows and butterflies and enjoy sugar-coated parenting advice, if you use social media with the hashtag blessed under your significant other on a daily basis, if your child speaks 4 languages before their first birthday and is on the cusp of curing world hunger, this is not the show for you. But if you're a real parent, living in the real world, working, hustling, and just managing to get through every day, you've come to the right place. Join Michelle Dempsey and Rachel Sobel, the realest moms on the block, every Tuesday night as we dive deep into the topics and conversations that everyone else avoids. We're the Keep It Real moms, honest, hilarious, and only slightly censored. I feel like I should be
letting
one
the
of these.
song go on. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, I'm not here.
Rachel, where's...
Today.
Get my I'm not doing anything to my co-host. Oh, there she is. There she is. Good evening and welcome back to the Keep It Real Moms. I'm your host, Michelle Dempsey. This formerly was the Babes in Business show. We're still Babes in Business, but now we're adding motherhood. And we're keeping it really real, Rachel.
Yes.
You're the best co-host on the planet. Did
No,
anyone
you
ever
are.
tell you that?
No, you are.
Am I?
No, you are.
It's my hair.
I do it for the hair.
You do it for the hair.
I'm into the hair.
So glad we are now locked and confined to this booth because whatever was going on out
I know,
there
weird.
just was not for me.
I know. We need, it's sometimes things try and mess with you. The universe throws some curveballs your way.
We need Lillian. We need
do.
Lillian to
We should
come
have Lillian one day. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do. But, the universe throws you curveballs, and we're going to talk about some of those curveballs tonight.
Speaking of curveballs, you looked great this weekend. You looked amazeballs with all them curves.
Stop.
You back out there 2 months after baby, partying it up.
Let's be real. I wasn't like partying it up. I was at a bar mitzvah.
Which is partying it up at
I
our
was
age.
partying it up.
Yeah.
The kids were not partying it up, but I was partying it up.
Well, I'm really proud of you because I saw
Thank
those
you.
pictures, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt.
No, you would never do that.
I would never do that.
No, you would
I
never
don't
do
give
that. I
a
appreciate
compliment
it.
unless it's real. I saw those pictures, and God, I had all the feels.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you.
I appreciate that because, it's very hard after a baby to like put yourself together and throw yourself into
I
a
could
pair
barely
of
get to
Spanx.
Publix after I had a baby.
It's tough. So I appreciate the compliment.
Well, you are one of my best mom friends. And
Ditto.
right.
Samesies.
And
Samesies.
you and I are never going to have to break up with each other. I
No.
have a feeling.
No, we're not.
Baruch Hashem.
We're not.
But but tonight we do have to talk about the fact that mom friendships there's an interesting dynamic there, right? It's
There
not like
is.
your childhood best friend that you can get away with anything with, and there's nothing holding you together besides good
Right.
old-fashioned friendship. But
Right.
mom friendships, on the other hand,
Well, and let's be clear. We're talking about, a lot of us probably have friends we grew up with and you had kids around the same time. Those aren't your mom friends. Those are your friends who are also moms. Mom friends really are the friends that you meet through your children's school or activities, and that is how they come into your life, right? So the dynamic is a little bit weird, and it changes through each stage of your child's life. In preschool, I think you're kind of thrown into the mom, pool there, and you don't really have a lot of choices.
It's great, and I'll tell you why. You don't have choices because in the beginning, you're all just like the blind leading the blinds.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's your kid's first year in school and you're just running to make it there on time and then get to work or whatever.
Well, there's
And
more
there's
stuff.
somebody-
There's more stuff that you have to be at school for.
Wait, because I'm going to get to the $139 I had to spend today. Exactly, $139.
Not 140. Just
Actually, it was
139.
134 plus 5. There were
Okay.
2 separate charges.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right,
But
can't wait.
Besides for that, I know for me, I remember the day I was dropping Bella off at her first day of school. I had like a really big work day that day, and
Mm-hmm.
and the whole plan, I think, for everybody else was to sit around and watch them through the window. And I was like, I have things to do. So the
Yeah.
first mom who wanted to like give me her number so I could check in with her,
You
done.
knew-
Let's be friends.
Yeah. I think in preschool, I do think you're more involved. Your kids, your kid's first foray into school, so you're a little more hands on in terms of physically being there, right? You feel that pressure, I think, to be there if you can make your own schedule or if your work is flexible. So I feel like the moms you meet, you get thrown into this pool and you kind of cross your fingers hoping that you're going to get along with them. I had some moms that I absolutely loved. And then I had some that I didn't know how to handle the situations because you don't want to be rude and you don't want to be obnoxious and alienate anybody, but you also don't want to be fake, right? I don't like to just pretend that I like someone.
You physically don't have it in you to
I
do
don't
that.
have it in me. So you have to kind of just be polite and go with the flow, but you're not under any mom obligation.
Oh, what? Did you
To-
just coin that term?
I don't know. I think I just made it up.
Do you feel extra creative in my presence?
I do.
I think that's
You're
what it is.
making the juices flow. It's like,
Mom-obligation.
you don't have any mom-obligation.
Oh my God. If somebody can
Mom-obligation
hashtag that right now on our
to
feed.
be friends with these people. You can still be social and do stuff for your kids, but I think that a lot of people feel the pressure that, oh, now I have to do mom's night out and I have to have dinner and we have to have drinks. You don't. You don't have to do those things.
To my little mom group, we do. We were just going back and forth
we
on
did it too, but
when
I'm
in the
saying
world
not
are we going to find a
everyone.
date. But it's not the whole.
There's a group of you.
There's a group.
Right.
It just happened that way. But what's great about this group is we'll make a play date, right? And last week, for example, we had a Thursday afternoon play date. I was stuck at a photo shoot. There was no way I was coming from Miami Beach to Aventura to get to this play date.
Right.
And I didn't have to feel bad. I could just say, hey guys, sorry, stuck at work, which is pretty much the bane of my existence. There was no shame, there was no guilt. Whereas certain other friends, it would be like, ugh, again.
Well, and the bad part is that you can.
We have a call. How much do you want to bet it's Arlene?
Is it my mother? If it's not my mother, I will plots. Who is it?
Sharon.
Oh my God, it's my aunt.
Oh, it's Sharon.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Sharon, is that you, my love?
It's me. Listen, I'm laughing.
Are you?
Because, listen to me. I'm watching you, and of course, you're adorable, and I love you, but that's besides the point.
I think she's talking to
I
you.
thought you were talking about, when you said mom friends, I thought you were talking about, like, your friends with your mother.
Oh, well, we
That would
are,
be an
naturally.
awesome show. Don't you think that would be a good show?
That would be a good show,
That would
Aunt
be-
Sharon.
that's
Wait,
This
are
is
you-
Aunt
are
Sharon
you
from Merrick, New
listening
York.
to me
We have a New
because
York caller.
Merrick, we were just talking about Merrick outside the booth. We were talking about Calliope. Do you remember Calliope?
Of course I do.
Is it still open?
I'm old. I remember everything.
Is it still open?
Everything. I'm living in the first house I ever lived in.
Really? Are you north or
Where
south?
I had all my children. Ask me about Merrick. I'll tell you everything.
Are
wanna
you
know.
North Merrick or South Merrick?
No, I'm right in the middle. Honest to God, right in the middle.
So you're between Sunrise and Merrick.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I
No,
love
I'm
though that
between
my whole
Sun- no,
family
I'm
is calling
between-
in.
Between Sunrise and like Louise Avenue.
Yeah, I know exactly where you are.
You're,
Yeah.
I'll be up there in 3 weeks.
You
Why
should-
don't we,
you guys should have
we
lunch-
should
go have lunch at
Bagel Boss.
Santorini.
Bagel Boss.
Santorini.
Oh, absolutely.
Bagel Boss chopped
absolutely.
salad.
All right, fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Aunt
Listen,
Sharon.
we'll have lunch, but it has to be on my lunch hour because I'm teaching kindergarten.
You're a
kids.
working woman. Good. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you,
sure.
Sharon.
All
We'll
right.
talk
Love
to
you.
you soon.
How
So,
do you feel about my family calling in and like,
Sharon is me.
yeah,
She sounds like me. She lives in the area I used to hang out in.
Yeah.
She's a teacher. I was a teacher.
Yep.
She might essentially be my spirit
she
animal.
might. She might. That might be you at her age.
How old is she?
I don't think I can say that on the air, but she does not look her age.
Can you do like a gang sign or something?
No, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the whole here's this complicated part with the mom friends. What happens when you have to break up with a mom friend? Like, what happens when there's mom friends in your circle,
Right.
and you just can tell it's not going well?
Here's a question: is ghosting appropriate on a mom friend?
No, because you're going to see them again. Ghosting is
I'm
one
not
thing.
asking you. I'm asking the people. But I want to hear your
but I'm
take
going
on
to
this.
answer you
Okay,
because I'm
fine.
on this show too. Ghosting is not going to work.
Rachel Sovel's on the show too.
Yeah, ghosting's not going to work with mom friends because you are inevitably going to see them at a birthday party, at my gym.
That's a good point.
You're going to see them. Ghosting on a date is different. You're not going to see, or, you meet someone on an app, you're not going to see them again. You're likely not going to see them again. You can't ghost a mom friend. So what do you do? How do you gracefully end a mom friendship?
I am terrible because when I want to end anything, whether it's a friendship or if I want to stop going to my dry cleaner, I just, I am at a point in my life where, and it took me a really long time to get here, I'm not apologizing for every little thing. You know,
Right.
if I feel a certain way, I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, that's just how I feel.
But do you worry about a ripple effect that if let's say you offended someone, you offended a mom, right? Who wanted to kind of be in your little circle and you just weren't feeling it. And it wasn't,
I would never do that.
okay.
I am
that's-
not,
so
my
you would be
circle
nice.
is not joint hands. My circle is just, we started school together. We relate to each other the most.
So
But
have outsiders come into your circle?
190%.
And it's totally
I
fine.
welcome,
See,
I'm
that's
like
a
the
good
Statue of
that's a
freaking
good
Liberty.
circle.
I'm the Statue of Liberty when it comes to mom friends.
But that's how it should be. The ones you want to stay away from are the ones that are like this. That really.
Those are also the ones who violate the carpool lanes, and I'm not having any of that. I'm not being friends with those people. We've got Kim on the line. Do you know a Kim?
I know a lot of Kims.
Kim. Kim, are you a friend of the show? Hello.
And how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I couldn't hear the show the last couple of seconds. I don't know if you talked about this or not, but on the subject of mom friends, so I've had to do this 3 separate times with a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and now a 5-year-old.
Oh, bless your heart, dear.
So with the different the friends over the years, I thought it was interesting when you guys were talking about how do you, ghost friends or get rid of friends or keep friends. And most of my relationships I found, it just faded away. Like, okay, now we're all too busy. The kids are getting older. And, then it kind of just fades away on its own.
But that's essentially a form of ghosting. That's like polite ghosting.
Well, it's inadvertent. You're not really doing it, and I agree with her 100% because I think that yours is in preschool, mine's in elementary school. When yours goes from preschool to elementary school, there's a big jump because people go to different schools, and so you naturally kind of back out of some of those friendships that maybe weren't really a good fit for you, and you don't have to make a big to do about it.
Kim, where are you calling us from?
I'm Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, nice. We love that you're listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe you can be a mom friend of ours off the air. Let's
Yes,
connect.
we love
love
mom
you
friends.
guys.
All the time, for sure. Yes, I'm friends with Heather Duncan, and we know a few mutual people.
Oh, then we're we're a family.
You're already mom friends.
You're a mom friend. Come out with us tomorrow night, okay? I'll talk to you later.
I will. I've never met you personally, but I think it would be awesome.
All right, cool. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye. So that's actually a form of ghosting, that inadvertent ghosting.
Right.
As I guess how we do things, when you can't be confrontational about everything. You
No.
can't be like, hey, Susie, listen.
Well, and you
it's
shouldn't
not
have
working
to.
out in our friendship.
You shouldn't have to have a whole come to Jesus talk because you're ending a friendship. It shouldn't have to be like that, right? Sometimes it can just happen. What, is that not a good term for a Jewish
It's
girl
an
to use?
amazing term.
Okay. I use it all the time. I think that sometimes there is a natural progression, and both sides probably know it, right? I think the uncomfortable part is when there's one person who does want that friendship and the other person's not really feeling it, not for any bad reasons, but you just don't mesh, you don't gel. And that's when it gets uncomfortable because then you feel like the play dates they call you to have and all that kind of stuff. Then there's the whole other part of it where the kids don't like each other and you like the mom, or vice versa. What do you do in those situations?
Well,
There's
it's
a lot
funny
of
because
those.
Bella has a little best friend, and they have a really interesting relationship. They're obsessed with each other, but they're two, and they also beat each other up and take each other's toys and make each other cry, and then they're making out. And then, this child and her mom and I have said, like, they're going to be forced to be friends whether they like it or not
Right.
because we love each other so
Right.
much.
Right.
But I think for me, I'm always thinking about how is my child going to be treated? And let's say there is a brat who isn't nice to her. Am I going to want to confront her mom in the parking lot?
Well, I think
Does that happen? 'Cause
Yes.
I take it really personally. Like
Here's my take on it. I've had situations where there have been kids who, more in preschool, because kids know better as they get older, who've gotten physical with my child or pulled hair or done
God,
whatever.
We're supposed to be on break. Yeah.
But I think that as long as the mom handles it, like as long as the mom reprimands the kid and says, you do not do that, I have respect for it. If
Yes.
the mom ignores it, then I'm done.
Yes.
I wash my hands of both of you.
Okay. We're washing our hands of this first half. We'll be back after the second. We're the Keep It Real Moms. See you soon. Thank you for listening to Babes in Business. I am your number one babe in business, your host, Michelle Dempsey of Very Well Written, the business I founded to help other entrepreneurs get their businesses off the ground with great content, strategy, branding, social media, editing, and anything in the way of words. I've got you covered, www.michelledempsey.com, or you can call me at 305-469-7500. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock to join me and a fellow babe in business talk all things business. Can't wait to see you there.
Hi, this is Rachel Sobel.
And this is Michelle Dempsey, and you're listening to the Keep It Real Moms. That was the quickest break ever.
I know.
Did a quick Facebook check. Thanks to everybody who is watching live. You know you can watch us live on the Babes in Business WNN page. I'm your host, Michelle Dempsey. She's our host.
Rachel Sobel, and we love the calls. We love when people call because we
Yeah.
like to talk to each other a lot, right? A lot. But we like when other people
You
give
know
their
what's
2
funny?
cents.
We are the type of people who could talk on the phone for an extended period of time, and then I'm like, all right, I got to go by.
Right.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of like ghosting, I'm really bad on the phone. Like if I'm talking to you on the phone, it's because something has to be said. And then when I want to get off the phone, I want to get off the phone.
But I don't think that's bad.
I'm busy.
We are a texting generation. I
We
mean, I
are.
think most of the stuff that we talk about can be handled by text, by group text, and it's easier because we talked about this in an earlier show. You can multitask, right? You can't really multitask on the phone because your attention is being pulled, and so I'm okay with that. That does not offend me. You can ghost me
Well,
anytime you want on the phone. I will not be offended.
It's not even go. It's
a
just you
little
get
bit.
it because you're now juggling 2 kids and a
Right.
job and
Right.
and being friends with me. That's a lot in itself. I mean, that in itself, you deserve a raise.
I do.
In life.
I do.
And a pat on the back.
You heard
and a
that,
cookie.
Jason Sobel? I deserve a raise.
I'm just, this weekend was particularly hard with Bella. She had her first stomach bug incident in the backseat of my car.
Super fun.
Anyone who knows me knows I've been venting about this, but especially my little mom crew. And, if ad nauseum, I'm complaining about the smell and the cleanup and the this and the that. And I was on I-95 and oh my God. And all they've done since is be like, so how's the car? Call this person to clean it. Blah, 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 joking about it. And I feel like it's so great that I could just vent about anything and everything to a group of people who are just going to be like this.
But that's what girlfriends and especially mom friends are for. You should be able to. That's the best part I think about having that network is whether you want to laugh, whether you want to cry, whether you want to complain about a teacher at your school or another kid who's causing problems in the class or whatever it is. That's what that circle is for, is to kind of catch you when you feel like you're floundering a little bit, or just to laugh with you and any kind of mood swing that you feel like having at the time, they should kind of entertain is the way that I feel.
It's great. It's great. I went to, when Bella was, I don't know, when my daughter was super little, like a nugget, we did those like early classes at my gym where you make friends. And they were wonderful women and their kids were delicious and adorable, but it's like I never spoke to them again.
Well, and it's funny you say that because now I did that all, and I have an 8-year-old, and now I'm about to do it again. And I'm a little bit nervous is not the right word because I don't get nervous about that stuff, but it'll be interesting because I'm older than a lot of the moms that are going to be in this group because most moms of newborns are not 40. Okay, so
But you don't look 40.
But
Does that help?
Okay. Yes, but I am. So I'm
Okay.
going to be 40 with all these newbies and their babies, and I'm interested to see what the dynamic is going to be like when I sit in a mommy and me type of class and who I'm going to relate to and if there are going to be friendships that come from it, because my life is filled with incredible women. I mean, I have no shortage of incredible girlfriends and mom friends and regular friends, but now I'm entering a new phase of my life where all of that is going to start over again, and it'll be interesting to see. It's not a need. I don't need that in my life. So it's going to be a want if I want to be friends.
I already see how this is going to go. You're going to
Why?
call me and you're going to be like, oh my God, they're talking about sleep training and they're talking about the baby won't latch. And because you're an OG now,
I
you're
am
the
an
OG,
OG.
and you're also an older G
Right.
from the 24-year-olds popping out babies.
Right.
So
right.
I'm going to say maybe don't go, but I want.
No, I am going to go because
I
my
want
daughter
Sienna to
should
have the
experience it. Right.
experience.
She
Yeah.
needs to experience it, but it is going to be hard because I don't want to talk about any of that stuff anymore. I don't want to talk about like all the newborn stuff because while I do have a baby, I'm not that mom anymore. I'm not. I'm that mom logistically, but I'm not that mom mentally. Does that make sense?
It does, but maybe you'll surprise yourself and you'll get lucky and you'll meet another mom
Yeah.
who's a second timer
Yeah.
and laughs with you about the moms.
Especially in this town.
Yes. Yeah,
In this town.
no shortage of babies in this town.
No shortage of second-time wives and mothers in this town either.
Really?
Yeah.
It's promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Boca, I heart you. Maybe I'll live in Boca one
Maybe
day.
you should.
Maybe, but no, my mom's in Aventura. I need to be within like arm's reach.
Yeah, mine is too, and she needs about a week to mentally prepare to come up.
Arlene doesn't need a week to mentally prepare to make her dip to watch our show.
She didn't make a dip tonight. She did not
2
make
weeks
a dip.
in a row, no dip.
I know. I think she got flustered.
Really?
Yeah. 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 All right. So what else do you think that we need to cover about mom friends? Is there anything that we've talked about the dating part, and the interesting part to me is that it is very similar to real dating. It is not so different, right? You make a first impression.
I have
You're a
something.
little bit nervous sometimes. You're like, oh, is she gonna like me? I hope I'm wearing there is that similar feel sometimes.
So I am not your average cup of tea. Like
Stop it.
But there's a lot of layers to me. Like,
Right.
yes, I'm sweet and I want to be friends with everyone, but at the same time I'm incredibly busy and I do have a business, but I don't carry myself as this businesswoman, and I want to wear flip-flops and be on the beach with my hair up, but I also want to go get my hair done at the salon. Basically, I'm just all over the place.
You have a lot of different personalities.
That sounds really bad.
You do. You have a lot of different personalities.
I'm multifaceted.
Yeah.
Okay. But
a lot of different personalities.
and you're friends with me, so what does that say about
I
you?
love every single one of them equally.
You enable it.
I love every single one of your
The point
personalities
is, I'm
equally.
multifaceted. So
Right.
to find someone that I can wear my true colors with, I don't open up to just everybody. I have like different layers of friends, and I feel like the core layer right now, I've never been more comfortable in my own skin with myself or with them, and that's really important because you don't have time as a mom, especially a working mom, to like put on airs or
So
to.
again, it's like dating. You go on a date, you sit across a table from a guy or a girl, and you
Or
know,
both.
right, or both, whatever you're into
These days.
or and you know immediately you feel those, I hate it, I know I'm gonna say it, but you feel the butterflies, you feel that chemistry, you feel something, you feel a little bit of a zing. The same thing happens when you meet a mom that you're like, I really like her, like I could go have a glass of wine with her, I could have a cup of coffee with
Yes.
her, I could go to a spin class with
Yes.
her, I could go to the mall with her. You start fantasizing of all the things you want to do with her. It's not so different, right? Right?
So I have a mom friend who I did fall head over heels in love with, and it was the same thing. There was like, we were like cool,
Was it
and we
me?
were chatting, but it was from Bella's class. That's different. You and I were love at first sight, and at Rax in Boca.
Right.
But no, there's a mom friend who her and I, like, I feel like we were side eyeing each other, and the pull wasn't instant, but like we knew there was something there.
There was something
And
there.
then one day there was like a fair at school, and we both beelines it to the fair together, but not together. And then we were at the same table, and we bought the same shirt. And I was like, "Girl, what's your number?" Like it's about time we do this. Like that's
And what was she receptive and like awesome about it?
amazing.
Okay.
And now this is the person that I could call at 2 a.m. and vent about anything. And the same mom who's not going to judge me when I'm like, oh my God, our girls are crazy. Let's go get drinks, which I love. I love that. The second I find a mom friend who questions my point of insanity by 5:15 p.m., we out the door. That
Yeah.
will be ghosted.
Yeah.
That will
yeah.
be ghosted.
Or it tells you what to do or what you're doing wrong. Not even in like a
I've
rude
had
way.
those, but I cut
like,
them out the first year.
Have you ever tried like those moms?
Well, why don't you do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because every kid is the same.
Right.
And every mom has the same needs.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Right.
not for me. But I cut those. Those were the most annoying to me in the first year. And those I easily phased out because nobody likes a know-it-all.
Right.
Like,
Right.
if you can't, I don't know.
And I think there's a way to give like advice or your 2 cents without being a know-it-all. And I think the way to do it is to kind of wait for the other person to open the door, not to just give unsolicited advice like we also talked about, where you're just spewing all the things that worked wonderful for you. Because when you're making mom friends, everyone's got a different personality. Everyone has something that makes them tick, and everyone's kids are different, and all of that needs to be celebrated instead of everyone having to fit into a nice, neat little box of what motherhood looks like.
Yeah.
Right?
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. While we have time, can I just bring up the meme that I posted?
Yes.
Because I'm obsessed with it.
You may.
I think there's a curse in it, but I'll try not to curse.
Just,
Hold on.
just you. I have faith that you can.
I am.
use
I'm literally. I'm such a mom. Such a meme lover. Like memes kill me. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people always say "man of the house." I don't know about you, but this mom runs this biatch. Like that's to me.
Are you allowed to say that word?
It's not a real word, so I
Okay.
made it up. So
Okay.
there's no rules
All right,
on
just
fake
making
words.
sure.
It's a fake word.
Yeah.
Alternative facts.
But don't you think that in most homes, when there's a strong woman who's doing the laundry, who's putting food on the table or ordering in, who's getting the kids bathed into bed, and it's not to say that the man is not contributing and not like, being an awesome husband and an awesome father.
It goes
but
back
I
to-
do think a strong woman.
It goes back to
takes
mom
charge.
multitasking. Even if you're not a strong woman, nobody can have the laundry in, have the timer set with the chicken, know when the kids need to get in the bath. It's a female multitasking ability that men are as smart and wonderful and capable as they may be.
It's different. It's a different skill set.
There's not a level of multitasking
Right.
like women can do, and I think we were bred to do it because we do have to fit so many different roles in the day,
Right.
especially us working moms. So when I started working to the level that I work and going out and doing the things, I found instead of being less of a mom, I became more of a mom because I put that much more into it with the time that I had
Well,
with
you're
my daughter.
cherishing those moments. You're cherishing those moments
Yes.
more because there's less of them. You're not
Right.
sitting at home with your child.
Right.
And so you're taking advantage of the time that you have with her and maximizing it as much as you can so that it's meaningful and it's wonderful and it's fun and that she's having a good experience every time she's with you.
But I do find it fascinating that in any culture, even the cultures that say that women belong home and barefoot and pregnant, but even those cultures, it's like in my big fat Greek wedding. The man may be the head of the house, but the woman
is
turns
the
the neck.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
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 It's fascinating to me that across any culture, the power of the female spirit, the power of the mom energy, there's nothing like it. It's
We all
superhuman.
bring something to the table when we're in a relationship or managing a household together. Everyone plays a role. But I think that, everyone does look to the mom to hold stuff together emotionally
Yeah.
and, logistically and all that stuff. I think that there's a lot of pressure on us.
Even like it's certain things like when the husband is with the kid and it's like they're playing but they need something, they both call for mom. It's like
Right.
but it's like you guys
Right.
are at the refrigerator but
Right.
you need me to pour the glass of
Yeah.
milk, so that type of thing. And I think kudos to all the moms out there who are coming home from work exhausted and wanting to just collapse into bed, but still finding a way to keep everything together.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
You're
Truly.
amazing.
And you are.
We're all amazing.
We are. We're doing it every day. And all you can do is the best you can. There's no right or wrong. There's no roadmap. You know, you do what feels right and what works, and everyone's family is different. And we just, especially mom friends, bringing it full circle, should not judge each other and should just be there for each other to listen with open minds and open hearts and to have that, mutually beneficial relationship.
And I guess the moral of the story is don't ghost.
Don't ghost.
Do it
It's not
inadvertently.
nice.
Back away slowly.
Yeah.
Don't just disappear from anybody. You never know the role you play in somebody's life, right?
Yeah.
We are the Keep It Real Moms, and we're going to be keeping it real again at this time next week. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Michelle Citrin, photographer. She was down in Miami for a photo shoot marathon. She specializes in photographing female entrepreneurs. Michelle, thank you. The work came out amazing. I'm in branding. I'm in marketing, so I'm constantly sending people to update their looks. If you need help with branding and marketing, MichelleDempsey.com. I'm your girl. Last shout out, I'm doing a mastermind Monday night on Trello, the project management tool that has changed my business. It will change yours. If you have any issues with organization or keeping a certain flow going with your clients, you're going to want in on this. Message me privately if you want to come to the mastermind Monday night in Hollywood. You got anything to share?
No, but as always, you can follow me on wineandcheezits.com, and that's wine with an H.
Yeah, she's whining all day about
All
those
day,
Cheez-Its. Love
yep.
it. I guess follow me on the Michelle Dempsey, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
And just like that, tonight's episode has come to an end, and not because we want it to. Trust me, if you haven't noticed, we would go on and on about anything. But if we're gonna keep it really real, we're tired. We've been momming, working, hustling, and catering to our littlest people all at the same time, all day long. It's time for a glass of wine, some trashy TV, and leggings. Until next week, we are the Keep It Real Moms.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its